Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's March 6th, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day indeed. A couple things I wanted to talk about tonight. Uh, First being a U.S. journalist was arrested in Venezuela for crimes including espionage. Now, opposition leader Guaido came out and demanded he be released. Um, we had former Ambassador John Bolton stating that all options are on the table when it comes to Venezuela, when it comes to Maduro. The question we have right now, though, is Maduro on his way out the door? Or rather, we know that's going to happen, but how? How is it going to happen? Um, let's talk a little bit about North Korea because some big news. You know what? After the first summit, or before the first summit, I stated that North Korea would never give up their nuclear technology. They would never de-nuke. And why would they? Why would a country work for the past 30, 35 years towards obtaining nuclear weapons and then give it away for what? For sanctions relief? Before the sanctions were placed, they were trying to get nukes. So sanctions aren't going to do anything, and then removing the sanctions aren't going to do anything. And now we're at a point where this failed summit occurred. It seems like the U.S. is reeling. It seems like North Korea is back to its old ways, including one of their ICBM factories, missile factories, seems to have transporters headed their way or there already. And the launch pad where they've tested satellites before, that's being rebuilt. So a lot of people believe that we may actually see a missile test from North Korea. And why do we say that? Well, the U.S. and South Korea are still doing military drills. I know that they are smaller in nature. I know that Trump says that they're saving us millions of dollars by not doing the big ones, but there are still drills that are happening, being taken place on the North Korea-South Korea border. Now, to North Korea, that is a provocation. It really is. And how do they handle provocations? Well, they do their own provocation, whether it be drills on their side, whether it be missile tests. They always answer these military drills. I'm sure that we'll hear from North Korea's state-run media machine stating that these talks have failed, that North Korea is triumphant, that these provocations on the border will not stand. So when I have a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people state that a missile test as soon as April may occur. I cannot say without a doubt that is not true. Now, if it was my best guess, I would say I would not be surprised in the slightest if a missile test did occur. All right, North Korea went to these summits for a few key reasons. Okay, none of them were to actually negotiate and denuclearize. North Korea in the past and the present are very good at buying time. They're very good when it comes to propaganda. All right, they know how to play their enemies, and that's what's happened here. Giving Kim Jong-un this platform, Trump has given him this platform. It has just increased their international standing. All right, and made it look like Kim Jong-un was a lot more smoother than his father. It made him look like he was a lot more diplomatic, that North Korea could be coming out of isolation, which we've seen that is not the case. And you could believe, and I want to believe, that President Trump, he wanted to try something different with North Korea, all right? He wanted to try to just talk to North Korea, which I was completely fine with. I was fine with the summits. I didn't think anything would come of them. Nothing did. There's more concessions on the United States side than there was on North Korea's side, which should have never happened. But, I applaud the president for at least trying to talk to them, because past administrations just did not do that. All right? This has failed, though. It has failed. It has utterly failed. All it has done is given North Korea that international standing that they wanted, made Kim Jong-un look better, and most importantly, bought time for him. Now, John Bolton, U.S. officials, all stating that North Korea, more sanctions could be on the way if they slip further into isolation. My question would be, what at this point, what are you going to sanction? I mean, we've sanctioned them to hell and back. At this point, all you're doing is hurting the people of North Korea, which many argue that the current sanctions, that's all they do anyway, right? Now, President Donald Trump was asked in the Oval Office about North Korea because even the mainstream media is now picking up on the fact that they are rebuilding that launch pad, that they look like they're getting missile production ready, that spy agencies in South Korea are saying that they are enriching uranium once again. And President Donald Trump, when asked about the whole missile test issue, was like, "Oh, I'd be really disappointed." Oh, really? You would be. So would the rest of the world, I guess. Now, he stated that Kim Jong-un promised him that missile tests would not occur. But we don't. Donald Trump could have promised that military exercises wouldn't occur, but they obviously still are. So, on the front with North Korea, this isn't going away. This is going to be a long-term thing, not a short-term thing. And at this point, we have a couple options here, and none of them are good. One, we could accept North Korea as a nuclear power, which they have nuclear warheads. They have the capability of transporting them and getting them where they need to be, i.e. the ICBM technology. So North Korea is a nuclear power, and the U.S.'s stance is that they would not accept North Korea as a nuclear power, but unless we're willing to do something forceful, at that point we're accepting North Korea as a nuclear power. You can't just say, "Oh, we don't accept it, they're not a nuclear power." The facts are against you at that point. More sanctions, not going to really do anything other than hurt the people of North Korea. When world events are going around like this, you really wonder what's behind the scenes. What's behind the scenes? The relationship between North Korea and China, the relationship between North Korea and Russia, Russia and China. The U.S., foreign policy-wise, under President Obama was atrocious. Really was. And honestly, Trump is not impressing me either. In fact, I feel like when it was President Obama, our foreign policy really lacked in the Middle East. But Trump just seems to be pissing off allies, pissing enemies off even more. This situation is dire. It really is. We're going to have to continue to watch the North Korea situation, see if we see any more information pointing towards a missile test. I don't think that's something that we can, just laugh at and shrug our shoulders. I think that is a real threat, that a provocation like that could occur. I'll keep my eyes peeled. We'll discuss it. But I think that's all I got at this point, guys. All right. Tell me what you guys think. Love to discuss it with you. Grab a beer, say a prayer, and as always, keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.